What's going on, guys? It's your bro Taylor here.
And your bro Ryan. We're here to update you guys on the portfolio like we do every week. This is going to be week 13 of the competition. We just bought in to two new positions. We're going to update you guys here. So to start off, I bought into Netflix. Netflix doesn't really need an introduction. Everybody knows what Netflix is.
Yeah,
It doesn't matter what country. Netflix has made it too easy. So everybody's got Netflix. We bought in with our first $100 purchase, so that is bigger news.
yeah,
But that is, yeah, that's all I did for the week.
yeah. And then I bought Roblox. Uh, People have at least heard of Roblox. They might not be too familiar with it, but it's a game company. Uh, think of it like as a Minecraft and everything. It's relatively new. The company was founded in
Yeah.
2004, but it didn't get publicly traded until a few years ago. There's a lot of questions around it right now. It's not near the established company Netflix is, but there's a lot of people that are bullish on it and have some positive outlook. So, I'm
And that's
hopeful
like
for
for
it.
this competition, that's kind of what you want. That's what
Yeah,
you
yeah,
want that's kind of getting a rumbling, it's kind of getting in the media, it's kind of getting some recognition. It's a little bit, has a little bit of a base. Some people know it, or if you're in that industry, you know it.
yeah.
But it's
But
just
it's
starting to
a
hit
it's
that
a high
growth
risk, high reward
spurt.
kind of thing.
Netflix, on the other hand, is well established. So you would want to buy into them normally if you want a great performing portfolio over the next 10, 20, 30 years. But for this competition, like we continually mention, it changes your dynamic. So
Yeah,
that in itself, we should point that out. Like, know your goal, know what you're shooting for, know what kind of investing you want to do. And just
it's
because
true.
Taylor and I do one thing, it could be the right thing for that situation, but because you're investing in a completely different, say you're later in life, you don't have as much to risk, and you don't want to do as much speculative plays with growth stocks, then you wouldn't invest like us sometimes. Not that
Yeah,
we always do growth stocks, but that was just an example. So always
yeah.
watch out for that and try and pick up the little things to these videos. But kind of midway through, but we'll go ahead and get to the opening the beer. We didn't even open the beer, or I don't know if you did.
Oh, I did not. Don't even have it with me.
So I'm drinking a mystery ale, mystery beer, mystery box beer. I'm not sure. No label. Found it in the fridge. Um, we'll see how this goes.
Is it one we brewed or just no label?
No, complete mystery.
Fair enough.
It's not like porter dark, but it's a dark beer.
Hmm. But yeah, going back to what Ryan was
Can I
saying
see that
earlier,
color?
guys, uh, you may see something that even by the end of this competition, something's in the red overall. Let's say you hold it for a few more years, it very well could turn green. So, don't read too much into this. This is just an example of like if you're doing some short term investing, like super short term investing. So just keep that in mind when you're watching this. But like Roblox, super, up in the air what it could do. I know after market it shot down like over $5.50 today. So we bought earlier today. I'm down nearly 8 already. But it's very turbulent, especially early on and everything. And I know Netflix, they've actually
Yeah, I'm not
been
sure what
on a
happened at the end of the
downward
market, but
little.
Netflix did the
Uh,
same thing.
yeah, but over the past couple months, Netflix has kind of been dwindling down, and they announced their, uh, growth or new subscribers, I guess, and it was a little bit lower than a lot of people were anticipating. So some people were selling out. Uh, it's still by far the biggest. Everyone knows what Netflix is. Most people have it if they have a streaming service. But the numbers necessarily
Outside of
aren't great.
stock investing and picking the right company, Netflix is my favorite streaming service. So I wasn't too upset buying into them because I feed that beast. So
Yeah,
that was something I personally do have Netflix. And if I had to cut all other streaming but one, I would keep Netflix, like for sure.
yeah, for
They
sure.
by far do it the best in my opinion.
Yeah,
So that's outside of stock investing without looking at the numbers as much. That's my little quick tidbit. But all right, so biggest winners and losers. Taylor kind of hinted at mine. I don't know what happened towards the end. Netflix was going positive. Right before close, they shot down. So
hmm
Netflix is actually my biggest loser of the week. and I'm down on them $2. So only being down $2 on my worst
That's still
loser
good.
is actually pretty good for the portfolio. That means the rest
Yeah.
are doing pretty well.
While my overall portfolio was still down, it was a relatively good week. My biggest loser was Roblox. It shut down a lot after market hours, so I'm down like $8 right now. It was doing pretty strong throughout the day. It dropped like $1, but then it shot down after market. My biggest winner is actually
Mm.
Alibaba. It's doing pretty good again. It's up like $3 on the week.
That's
Which,
what
if
I'm
you
talking
guys
about.
saw, that's one stock I was pretty skeptical about. Still, frankly, am a little bit, just with a Chinese company I've bought in the past that has not necessarily done the best for me. But I'm very hopeful, and I'm not going to complain as long as the stock's going up. So that's always a good
Yeah.
thing to see. But those are my biggest winners
Yeah,
and
so
losers.
So my biggest winner, which is a little bit of a surprise, a little bit not. We talked about last week what our buys were, and mine was Plug Power. Like I mentioned last week, Plug Power is actually, or is just in general very volatile because of the market they're in. Kind of like Tesla, they're kind of in that same space. So big hits and big losses, or big hits and big news come out, and it goes
Yeah,
crazy. So that's actually my biggest winner. We bought last week, and I'm already up over $10, or right around $10. And it just dropped towards the end of the day. So it's actually been performing quite well.
dang.
And so yeah, Plug Power. Like I said, I expected it to do well. I think it's a pure speculation, but my opinion, I think it's a great future investment. Just purely my opinion. And
Yeah,
I do personally own Plug Power, just because again I do see it being big, useful. I think they're doing it right now, and making the right moves. So I see them big in the future.
yeah. Well, that's good. But we'll go ahead and hop into or the kind of big thing, I guess, the market value. Give
Let's
me a
get
sec.
it. What you got?
So, like I
If
said
you guys,
earlier, guys,
P.S. If you see guys looking me, if you guys see me looking down throughout the video, I'm just looking at my Webull portfolio so I can say the right number. Last week I goofed and I said the wrong number, or I was off
yeah,
by like 20 cents. But
yeah, not too big a deal when you're up like $50. But like I said, my overall portfolio is still down. It was a relatively good week. So my market value now is sitting about 642.56, which isn't great given what we've invested, but it's on the upward trend. Hopefully, it stays that way.
yeah, and like you said, it's kind of almost it's scary, but it's fun to do the competition during this time where the market's so volatile. By the next week, we could be
Yeah,
way under or way up. So it's kind of been fun doing it this way. But this update, I'm sitting at $706.62. Pretty big gap, or I feel like it got a little bit bigger. What are we at? $60, $70
yeah, something
difference.
like that.
Yeah,
Something
and
like
a
that.
couple of them did drop at the end of the day. So I probably lost I think I lost an additional $15 after market today. So I was
Yeah.
doing pretty good at the before the end.
Yeah, well, overall, I've only got like three stocks that are positive. Johnson and Johnson overall is up like 30 cents. Chevron is up like $3, and Apple is up like 4. Everything else is way in the red. My biggest loser overall is still American Virtual Cloud Technologies. They're down like
Wow, that's so surprising.
over $25. I've lost over 50% of the value because that was a $50 buy-in. It's down like 51%, which is terrible.
Yeah, yeah, that sucks.
AMC is
That's
down
yeah,
about 50% still. That's down about $24. That one's not as much of a surprise to me. American Virtual Cloud Technologies, I am definitely disappointed in because I had a bit of hope for them. And Rivian is also down like 47%. So I have some big guys just weighing me down right now.
you have a
Um,
lot of like speculative plays. Like if we weren't doing this as a competition, someone was buying in, they could
mhm.
all definitely do well, but they're all speculative. Like no, like we have some good numbers, but a lot of people just overhyped it a little bit, so maybe it was
Yeah,
overvalued.
yeah,
I'm not sure, but yeah,
yeah,
that's crazy. The gap is not what I expected, and yeah, that is just a funny thing that everybody you would theoretically think with this competition, you picking the first most voted stock that would be the most popular. So that means you should do better, but it might be the most popular, meaning it's the most overhyped, and that's why it's weighing the way it is. Who knows?
That's true.
Um,
Yeah.
But all right, we'll do a beer review and we'll end this.
All right. Well, I guess it's just you. I don't have a beer.
That's what I like to hear. So Taylor doesn't have a beer and I have a mystery beer, so I can't even tell you what it is or recommend or anything. This caramel brown colored drink is not bad.
Nice.
It tastes a little bit of the alcohol, so a little bit stronger. Other than that, decent flavor, but nothing crazy. I'd give it probably a 5. I'm not offending anybody though, since it's a mystery. So
Yeah.
I guess the label got wet and fell off. Who knows? But it's not bad, but I wouldn't drink it all the time.
Yeah.
Well, just like always, guys, don't forget to follow. We're opening up, trying to get more social media presence. So you got us on Twitter, same name as here. YouTube, TikTok. We're trying to grow just as fast as YouTube. Twitter's a little bit harder to get a tumbling. It's not as followed, but we definitely are trying to grow the channel. We're trying to put more content out there. Leave your comments, follow, like this video. We'd love to interact with you guys and appreciate you guys for watching.
Yeah, thanks, guys. We'll see you guys next week.